So here we go. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is 31 days of Zen, and we keep on going with day 16 today. Can't believe how quickly it's going, but it has been a lot of fun so far. Totally enjoying every single day, whether it is live content, as I'm doing 4 lives a week, and or it's a video. It's just been really incredible. Your comments have been phenomenal. So it's inspiring to me, and I know that it's inspiring to you as well because you're telling me that it is. And so today, as we continue on, I've got a really very special guest that I believe will inspire you as well to, whatever your journey is as far as movement is concerned. He will do the job. He'll get the job done. Stephen and I have actually done some work previously. He invited me to his Instagram account on IGTV. We actually did a whole month of Wellness Wednesdays and had a great time discussing things that are very near and dear to both our hearts. So we had a lot of fun with it. And actually, I do have all of his information linked down below. You'll be able to find him at OTT Free Fit. You'll find him at Bytown Boy. But if you go to OTT Free Fit, you'll see on IGTV there, all of those Wednesday wellness topics are still there. And yeah, they were a lot of fun. We touched on a lot of things over the month. And yeah, it was really great. So I'm excited to introduce him to you, to have you really learn more about motivation, because he really is a motivator. Hi, Shay. Shay's with us today, and it is such an honor. Especially excited, Stephen, to have Shay here. I was hoping that you would pop in, Shay, because she actually is in Ottawa as well. So she is a growing force on YouTube as well as on Instagram. So great to have meet up in person as soon as we are set free. And so anyway, yeah, Stephen is going to tell you about his journey as far as movement for himself, but really inspiring the community and what that's all about. And maybe you're looking at, maybe your community is yourself, getting yourself motivated to move. Perhaps your community is your household. Maybe it starts to branch out a little bit more from there. So whatever it is, whatever the community means to you, he is going to help you to find your way and find what really resonates in your heart. Because, oh, you're welcome, Shay. So whatever that looks like for you. So this coming week, though, before I turn it over to Stephen, this week there's going to be another 3 live practices. We're back to yoga. So I'm alternating between yoga one week, Pilates the other week. We're back to yoga this week. We're going to be moving more into some standing practices. We're going to play around with balance, whatever balance means for you, because balance incorporates so many different meanings, not just standing balance. And then there's a couple of videos, 3 actually. There's 2 videos all about yoga, and I'll be answering some questions. I've got a Q&A on Thursday. Tuesday, I'm going to be touching on all the different kinds of yoga that there are, which can be a little bit overwhelming if you're just new to yoga, because it's like, hello, Fu, nice to see you. I'm your personal account. I recognize you, though. So as we explore these different types of yoga, hopefully it can help you to find one that really resonates with you. And also, continuing on with the Chinese body organ clock. There's been a lot of good feedback on that one. I know that it's resonating well, so I'm going to continue on with that. We're getting close to our 12 hours, so but hang in there. We've got a few more weeks to go. So with that, thank you so much for those of you who are already tuned in, for those of you who do happen to watch on the replay. But now I'm going to turn it over to Stephen, Bytown Boy, OTT Free Fit. Stephen, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. First of all, thank you. Thank you for having me on this platform. This is awesome. It's the role reversal, right? As you said, we we started on my Instagram where we were chatting, and now we're on your platform, and this is just amazing. I love what you're doing this month. I love the fact that you have this following, and hopefully over the next few minutes, maybe I'll tell people something new about what's going in Ottawa, what's available to them, maybe inspire them to create a little bit of an Ottawa free fitness in their world, in their community. So short story is I love community. I am a fitness and wellness human, but I'm not, I should be clear, not a personal trainer. I just love being outdoors, whether it's hiking, whether it's yoga, meditation, group fitness type activities. And so pretty much over the last 10 years, through the various things that I've been doing personally, I started to build up this idea that there's so many great things that are going on in Ottawa, yet their limited knowledge base is to whatever social media platform it's on, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube. These are all silos. And what I wanted to do is provide a venue, a forum for all of this to come together, to take out one of the elements that have always been a challenge with when it comes to motivation in fitness and wellness, and that is access. And so my real effort has just been to be able to throw out every single thing that I know of that exists in Ottawa from a fitness and wellness perspective, regardless of where it's located in Ottawa, regardless if it's Ottawa or Gatineau. I mean, COVID will put that on pause. No one's crossing bridges right now. But really, just the opportunity to be able to showcase all the amazing humans that are doing amazing things in the city, and to give everyone the opportunity to know what's going on. When I say that, I'm talking about free things or close to free things, but they're all there. It's all available. And so my passion for fitness and wellness is my own journey, but I wanted to showcase all these other amazing journeys that are going on and to bring people together, because ultimately we are much better as humans when we are together as a community. That's it.
That says a lot. Thank you, Stephen. And really, what I really admire is your quest to bring the availability to everyone. So it takes away the excuses for so many, because a lot of the times people don't really even know where to get started.
Yeah.
And cost can certainly be, or there's a perception of, you have to invest, you have to have a gym membership. You have to have gym equipment in order to be fit, and the reality is it's just not necessarily the case. Certainly, you can go that route if you so choose to, but you don't have to. The fact that you've been able to provide this form for people to tap into and get moving. So as far as your own, like, were you always into fitness?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm as much as a dad of 3 kids can be always into fitness and wellness, I am. The reality is that, life gets in the way of things. And one of the things that usually gets put to the corner of the table is our own personal fitness and wellness. And so I, like everybody goes, we're all on a journey. And one of my moments about 10 years ago was like, I've got to put me first. And so I considered to be healthy, but at the time I didn't really know. And then I just started pushing myself to see from a running perspective, from a fitness perspective. I did belong to a gym at that time, just to see what's out there and what isn't, what fits and what resonates with me. And that's really, really important. I think if I'm going to bring a few, I'll say they're the number one thing, but there's a lot of number one things. But one of them is you got to find the thing that feels right for you. And so I could push the fact that I love running, or I love being out in hiking in the trails. But if that doesn't resonate with you, then it's not going to be something that you're going to be passionate about. And what we really want to do is find things from a fitness and wellness perspective that you are passionate about, you being each individual person. So it's partially why I showcase it on Ottawa Free Fitness, where I show everything, because it's like, maybe you're into yoga, maybe you're into meditation, maybe you didn't even know what Pilates was, and suddenly you take in a Bend and Stretch with Sue event, and you're like, whoa, this is exactly what I'm looking for at this moment. So for me, my journey started with a little bit of running. Started with yoga and meditation, and that's my true base foundation. So everything comes back to that. That's what grounds me. That's what balances me. That's what centers me. But from there, I started expanding and saying I kind of was looking for other things. So I started joining hiking groups where we would do community hikes. I started running mostly because of my children who were doing running, and I was like, can I do that? Is that even possible at my age? And so then I discovered that it is something that's available and accessible to me. And then I started getting into, and that was all sort of, there were individual journeys along that pathway, but then there was group fitness that became available to me, and not in the gym where you're surrounded by a lot of people doing group fitness, doing fitness activities, but really bringing it together in sort of a fun, which is kind of, fun and fitness don't always go well, like they don't seem to mesh, but I found it, and I was like, wow, you can actually make fitness fun. And so these groups that are in Ottawa suddenly showcased to me that this is something that's possible. And I was like, wow, if they can show me this, I want to showcase it to everybody and make it available. And so, I mean, I'll go into multiple areas today, but one of the areas is like, so we started a Friday 6:29 a.m. workout for free in the city, in the Dominion Arboretum, with people who are not fitness instructors, but who know how to run up a hill, or know what a push-up looks like, or know, and so it was like, but make it fun, bring music to it, I mean, in the pre-COVID days, bring the high fives, bring the hugs, bring the rah-rah, and make it less about numbers, make it less about everybody has to do 20 push-ups, more about, hey, you showed up and you're inspiring me and I'm inspiring you, and we're all in this together. And that's really what I love, is the fact that everybody has different days that go on. So each Friday, just as this is an example, each Friday is going to be different. But if you show up and you're connecting with the people around you, it's almost like you're creating a mini blue zone at that moment. And we can get into the topic of blue zones later, but you're creating this environment where suddenly your wellness quotient goes like through the roof, because you are there, because you are connecting with a group of people who are all like-minded, but not necessarily people who are thinking, I'm going to do a triathlon or I'm going to go to the Olympics, but more people who are there who are like, wow, we're all in this together to be better from a health perspective and a wellness perspective. And that's the moment that just blows my mind, because I'm just so excited to share that type of passion with people. And that's when obviously that's when I get talking too fast, and that's when I get very animated. It's so true, because if you are a person who can motivate yourself from the fitness and wellness world, and you can go and go to like in person or virtually, and do things on a daily basis and be consistent with your healthy habits, amazing. Like, that is just amazing. But a lot of us aren't there and won't ever get there. And we need that kick in the butt in a real fun way to stay motivated. And whether it's through group fitness, whether it's through knowing that other people are doing it at the same time as you, there's just something that just buzzes, at least for me. And like the light switch goes off. It's almost like when I first did yoga, when I first did the first yoga class, and a light switch went off, and I was like, where have you been all my life? So, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, and I do it because I love it, which is that it has brought so much to me that I would like to at least, you called it excuses, and I say it too, but take away all the barriers that the fitness world has created. And I'm not against the fitness world. I think that, again, there's a place for everything. And again, if the gym membership works for you and you go to it, amazing. Like, go for it. Like, go for the gusto. But if you're that person who monthly there's a debit that comes out of your account, but you never go to the gym, well, maybe it's time to start looking for something that does feel right to you. And that's all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's what you describe is just so. I mean, I can feel the excitement just listening to you talk about it. Like it's making me want to. When's the next 6:30 Friday morning? I want to participate in that.
Yeah.
So exciting. But and you're right. When you say there's so many different types of fitness, and it's really about finding what speaks to you and your heart. And we've got Fu on here who has his own channel, and if you have a chance to check it out, it's called the Tattooed Ronin.
Okay.
This guy is like so inspiring because what he does is he has like cinder blocks in his backyard that he uses as weights. He devises all sorts of different equipment, and he's even made his own weights, like using concrete, like poured concrete to make his own weights to lift with. Because because of COVID and the gyms being closed, he's in Maryland, and just like so ingenious in finding, like that true meaning of it. There's a will, there's a way, and he has identified, different ways. And Shea Butter, who's also on here, has a channel, and she does all these different workouts of other people, and just like pushes through and perseveres to get it done, so it is like so much fun. So here it is, like you're bringing together that local community. You're making it available online as well through Instagram, because a lot of the fitness that you're promoting are things that people anywhere in the world can take part in. And here right now joining us is this little community that's online as well, with their own communities that could take the inspiration that you're giving, what you learned, and how you're able to perhaps bring that to their own communities. So I just think, that is a fitness revolution of a totally different kind, but so important. So you say that yoga is really where you connected first. And we talked about Pilates in the Wellness Wednesdays, so you are definitely, you're on top of your game with Pilates too. The two mesh so well together. And then you've gotten into running, and I can see from, your posts and that you're out there and you're making that happen. What, do you have a favorite, or is it, just the blend of all of them? Like what, where's your true heart?
Yeah, great question. Well, this is a 3-hour talk. Okay, got it.
That's why we took 5 hours in March.
I think, well, I'll take it a different way, which is the fact that, and the example will be today, which is that the plan was to do a trail run. And my Sundays are my long runs. And so I had been training for a half marathon. Hit the half marathon last weekend, virtually, and it was fun. But this week I was just planning on keeping going. But something changed when we got to the space where the trail run was going to be, which is, why not just? It was a beautiful day. We were in Calabogie, and it was a beautiful day, and it was just, why not go for a hike? Like, why not just, instead of looking at numbers on a watch, why not look at the birds in the trees? Like, why not just be present and be in this moment? And I'm a huge nature lover, but we can always every day fall in love with nature. And so when you ask like, what is my thing changes on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like that's the yogi in me, which is like, what do I need? What are my needs today? And my needs are never numbers. They're never, I have to do 20 burpees. They're never, I have to get exactly, like, say, 30 minutes of a yoga practice in, or a certain number of sun salutations. It doesn't work that way for me, because it puts way too much pressure on, your day. And like, you suddenly boxed yourself in. And what you really should be doing is planning your life around what I call like the healthy habits, right? Which is, get some movement in your day. What is that movement? Well, it's up to you to figure that out. To get out in nature, does that mean going for a huge hike, or does that mean just going to the little forest in your neighborhood? That really is up to you. So for me, to be the best that I can be and to be the most authentic I can be is to not say, oh my goodness, I need to get, like, as an example, 3 Instagram running pictures this week, so I'm going to go running 3 times. It's going to be, wow, what does it feel like? What feels right to me today? And so the run comes from a place of like inside, in the same way that all of what I do comes from inside me. So I don't know if that really answers the question, but like right now, like, I mean, I was supposed to do a trail run today. I did a hike. Yesterday, the weather was so glorious that the stand-up paddleboard had to come out. Like, it was not my choice. It was the universe saying, now you go and pump up the stand-up paddleboard and you go out. And that's what happens. And I think that that's a really, there's so much I have to be grateful for, and so much gratitude that I have accessibility to these things. But I really do feel like that's one way to approach it, which is, don't look at the scale. Don't look at the numbers that are on your watch telling you. Don't look at the steps. Like if you did 10,000 steps today, if that was your goal, that's great. But how did you feel? And it's the feeling, like, to me, and we talked about this on the Wellness Wednesdays. For me, it's about the feeling. And it'll be different for each person. But what I can do, and you call it inspiration, but I just call it data dumping, which is to provide all these really cool things that are going on in the city, either by me, put on by me, or put on by humans that I totally trust, and say, try these things out and try and feel what works for you. And like, it's chapters of a book. Each day is going to be different. And so don't box yourself into saying, I'm a runner, or I'm a yogi, or I'm only a Pilates person, because that's not what you are either, right? You are we are so many different things. And so it's how you feel, first of all, like how you are physically feeling that day. It can be something as simple as the weather, or the season. Where suddenly you are inspired that you are going to go skating and snowshoeing. And I don't want to remind people that there's winter in Canada, but there is. And so, like, one of the beautiful things, at least for Ottawa, for me, is that there are 4 seasons, and I can start missing some of the things that I was doing in the winter. But at the same time, like I said, yesterday, the stand-up paddleboard had to come out. It felt so good. And it was only like 20 minutes being out on the water, but it was just that moment of like, wow, like, we're back. Spring is here. So it's a roundabout way of answering it. But what I also wanted to mention is that it's not, one of the things that I truly promote is the fact that it's not, there are no barriers. So age should not be a barrier to your participation. Your fitness level should not be a barrier to your participation. The only barrier at this moment is between the ears. It's what's going on in your head right now, and whether you are ready to take that step, whether you are just coming new to this, whether this is the first time that you are participating since it was mandatory in high school, whether this has been inspired by like a life event that like has shook you. It's what's going on between the ears, and really, are you ready for it? And not numbers. Like, again, it's not about, did you climb the hill 4 times because Steven said climb the hill 4 times. No. It's about finding that, like, that love and that feeling. And yeah, I mean, that's where I get really jazzed up, because I'll lead a run club and people will come to it and be like, oh, but I can't run. And I'm like, whoa. Can you move your legs? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, then you can run. Like, I don't care about what the watch says your pace is. Like, I couldn't care less. And that's why I do events that are free that involve things like Run to Beer, because I'm not saying that beer is the inspiration for everybody, but for some people it's like, oh, I'm not going to run today, but if you're telling me at the end there's a free beer, well, I can get behind that. And then suddenly there's an engagement of a communication, of a conversation that's going on with the community, where you're suddenly, and this is, I'm talking about like in-person events, where suddenly you're being inspired by the person next to you and they're being inspired by you. And you don't even realize it until it's happening. And one of the elements that I love is the fact that like I love yoga, but like when I'm on the hill with 2,000 other yogis on Parliament Hill, totally feel the energy. Oh yeah. The energy is all there. Like it's amazing. But much like yoga, like you're on your mat. You are a solo in this experience. What I love is the moment when I see it, because it's like these light bulbs that go off when people are brought together who don't know each other. It's almost like going to summer camp for the first day and you're kind of nervous, or first day at school and you're kind of like, ooh, like, can I talk? And am I cool? And am I not? And it's like it snaps and people are like talking and they're just saying, oh, you went to, like I'm saying, you went to Gatineau Park. Oh, wow. I went to a great NCC Greenbelt. You ran here. Oh, I did a great fitness class there. And they're sharing. And then suddenly there's a universe that's been created, and a love and that feeling, right? Where they'll say, you know what, I'm going to try your thing. I don't know if I'm going to love it because I hear there's a lot of burpees, but I'm going to try it. And like 99% of the time, the people that go with the right feeling and go into it with the right feeling find something that really resonates with them. And that just makes me like overjoyed.
Well, you know, even as we've got Smitty's Fitness, Fat Don't Talk, Lexi. And these are all people that are, you know, they've got that burning desire to share their journey. You know, whether they are an athlete or previous athlete or aspiring athlete or just want to get moving, you know, these are the types of people that are, you know, we seem to draw to each other. And, you know, and in that, you know, there's that whole new universe that we create and that comes to life. And, you know, that's why I was so excited to have you here today, Stephen, is because of that energy. I wanted to expose people to, you know, the cause of what you do and the heart behind it. You know, it's not about self-promotion for you at all. It's all about, you know, lifting other people up. And you know, like when you started your Instagram posts and you know, making it known to people, like what was out there, like how many people did you start with? Like how did that grow?
It just happens. Like, I mean, it's funny because I recently, like, I get regularly asked about, like, you know, what is this going, like, what is the goal here? What is the end game for Ottawa Free Fitness? And like, but people like really analytically look at it from a, like, I think they put a financial label on to everything, and they're like, is this about the fact that you're eventually going to be bought out by Amazon? Or I don't even know what they're thinking. And I say to them, like the beauty of what I'm doing is there is no end game, because it's all authentically coming from a place where maybe my business model is flawed, but it's a $0 business model. Like, so I'm like, every moment that I get somebody who follows me, it's another person that or group that I'm hopefully reaching and sharing. And that's all I want. And my perfect world, my perfect world is there's not just an Ottawa Free Fitness. There's a Canada Free Fitness, and there's a there's a Carlton Place Free Fitness, and like there's just these people that hear that like there's no secret sauce to this. It's just put it out there and show up. Like it's and do it in a fun way. Like, okay, so like, it's funny because when we do our Friday workouts, like we'll have people that will show up for the first time, but they're used to, let's say, like the true gym, like the classic gym formula, and they'll walk out of it going, well, wait a minute, these people are being silly, and they're smiling and they're giggling and they're hugging, but they're just having too much fun, and that's not what I'm in for. Like, it's not what I want. I want to be able to be like, yelled at and be told that, you're not good enough and you've got to do more, and it's like, okay, cool, like that works for you. Go to your place. This is our place of fun. And so when we tell people, like, it's like, just as that as the example, like it's every Friday at 6:29 a.m. and it's like outdoors, and it's every Friday, and they look at us and they go, well, what about winter? And we're like, yeah, every Friday. And they're like, what about when it's pouring rain? And we're like, yeah, every Friday. And then they laugh because they show up, and then suddenly they're like, I don't know, some silly picture I took of them is being posted on our group for the Arboretum, and they're laughing because they're like, it was the worst workout I've ever been to. It was so much fun, and I'll never forget it, right? And they come back because they are like, they've never done anything like this. Like, it's always been like, first of all, it's dropped $20 to the event, minimum. And then it's a bunch of people that have read from a playbook, which is like, you have to do, like, this is going to make you like hurt. You're going to be in pain, and you're going to be miserable. And they see smiles and they're like, whoa, I don't, this is really confusing. And then they have, like, it's fun music, or we do themes. Like, we had, like, we're doing it virtually right now, but like, it's community driven. So somebody said, can I do an 80s workout? Like, you dress up in the 80s in your Jane Fonda, or you're in your spandex. And I'm like, yeah, like, as long as it's like PG, like, go for it, like, have fun. And so, like, that's all we try and do. And we've been doing this, like, we've been doing the Friday thing for over 2 years now. And it's just like, you get the people who, like, we never thought would show up, and then they, like, it's their bread and butter now. It's everything to them. It's their community. It's they look on the calendar like it's only Monday. I wish it was Friday. And it's the same thing with the event that I do with the Mill Street Milers. It's like, it's monthly, and everyone, like, goes to it. They love it, and then they circle the calendar waiting for the next one. It's not rocket science. I wish it was, because then maybe I'd make money. But it's not rocket science. It's like, have fun and do things that feel right for you, that resonate with you authentically. And if it resonates with others, then you've aligned. I mean, it's direct yoga. It's the energy, right? And those that don't, it doesn't jazz for them, that's okay. It's totally okay. And so I get like I talk about getting pumped. I get pumped when the triathlete is given the high five in the old world, the high five to the newbie who it's their first time out in 12 years. Since high school, right? And they feel undervalued. And the last time they ever did a workout, they were shamed, and they were made to feel bad. And it's not about that, right? It never is about that. Yeah. And so, like, I talk about, like, put one foot in front of the other. We talked about that on Wellness Wednesday, and it's so true. It's like, you got to just get out there and try something and see what it feels like. And it could be totally go outside and go for a walk, and that's totally cool. You're doing it outside, amazing. But there's also this world where it's like, wow, silly people wearing funny hats on Halloween, running around like the Arboretum and dancing around, and they're like, we're looking at our watches going, I can't believe it's almost over. Where did the time go? It's summer camp. It's like, it's recess at school, and you want to go back to those places where it was fun, and fitness and wellness should ultimately be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, all of what you're saying is, like, very much resonates with me and this community that's tuning in. Because everybody here, actually, Yo and Virginia, just joined in as well. And she's a Pilates physiotherapist, as well as a Pilates and yoga teacher, who has a channel that she just recently started. She was actually the first guest this month, talking about ladies' and gentlemen's pelvic floor health. So that was quite interesting. But, you know, one of the things that really stands out in my mind from all that you've just said is the 80s workout. Do the ladies come wearing the thong on the outside?
It's whatever works for everybody. There's no rules. Yeah. You know, if I still had big hair, I would be wearing the big hair. You know, and in fact, like this is like, you know, I'm giving away private fitness information right now. But I got a text after the 80s workout, and another person on who participated said, "Could we do like every Friday for, let's say, a month? Just call it like a themed, like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like, so you know in advance, like, so you could dress up appropriately." And I was like, "Are you planning on leading it?" "Yes." "Okay, that's amazing." Because if it's going to be me, I'm just going to tell you to run up the hill. But no, it's just it's amazing the talent that exists in communities with people who, if they're given the venue, they share, and they share their talents. And the talents don't always have to be, you know, I know how to lead a workout. Like, we're talking about building community. And so with our group, when we started, we didn't have like fancy shirts, and we don't have like a gym, like cool thing. One of the guys did woodworking and metal shop, and he designed our logo in his garage, brought it to the workout, and now we spray paint, like, on our shirts, our logo. And it was like, oh my goodness. So everybody has that gem of a talent, and it's like, these people come out and they're like, yeah, the guy who can do the woodworking, he's just so excited to be there, and just so excited to be a part of something that is bigger than just going to a job, and just like this, and just going to the gym, like, it's 5 o'clock, I gotta go to the gym. No. I mean, and I'm not against the gym. Like, again, I'm pro gym. Like, there's like, we do all our workouts with our own body weight. So like, we don't bring, well, if someone wants to bring kettlebells to the Arboretum, like, God bless you, like, bring them, we'll use them. But like, we're working off, like, we're doing tricep dips, and we're using the what's around us, the rocks, the trees, and everything else. So there's a place for everything. And so I always say, in the same way that with my run clubs, because I'm not a running expert, like, if this has inspired you to take up running, and you've gone to another level, well, yeah, like, go to the group that, you know, you can learn from the triathlete, or you can learn, like, yeah, like, that makes sense to me, because I don't know it all. And it's the same thing with the fitness groups. Like, it's like, let's have a little fun. But if you want to take it to the next level, there's ways to do it, and you can get a personal trainer, and that's cool too. We actually bring personal trainers to our Friday workouts, like, in terms of leading, because they love showing off their talents, and it gets them jazzed, because they're like, they've been spending so much time doing it one way for so long, they forgot the fun, and so they get to bring the fun again. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, Stephen. You know, as things begin to reopen, and things are, you know, in Ontario, Canada right now, we are still locked down this May 2021. But things are looking like they're going to open up, and the summer's looking pretty bright. So, you know, what would your words, as communities all over the world reopen again, and people start to get together again, what would your advice be? And I mean, even before that, because you've continued on virtually through this past year, over the last year, more than a year now, you've continued on to inspire and provide. How would you advise kind of a duplication of what you're doing for people to take back to their own communities, to do the sort of thing that you do?
Yeah, great question. First of all, they have to hang out with me at 2 workouts minimum. No, just kidding. No, I think what a lot of it is just it starts with a commitment that this is something that you want to do, and I say that because you've got to have a consistent program. However you're doing it, it could be Tuesday mornings, it could be Saturday afternoons, but you want to get something where people know it's always happening. That to me, that's a huge starting point. You can't start having it willy-nilly and in different parts of the city. If you're doing it in person, it can't be at different parks. You got to pick one place, one time, and get some momentum with that. And that to me, I've seen it work that way, and I feel like it is the right way to go, because then people can put it in their calendars. But then on top of that, you've got to find that one, at least probably two people who are gonna be there every Friday or every Tuesday, rain, snow, shine, whatever it is, because you need you need the core, you need that foundation. So if you like, I don't recommend this to be started by somebody who just had a newborn, for example. I recommend for that person to come out once in a while if they can, or like start your mommies or daddies and me baby group kind of thing and do that, because you got to be consistent with what you have in front of you and what you know you can give as far as time. I have the luxury right now. My kids are teenagers. I have a work that doesn't start, that's 9 to 5. So if I say something like I'm doing a 6:30 workout, it works in my schedule. So I know even if nobody is committing to lead the workout, I will be there to lead the workout. And that's the way I structure everything. My baseline assumption is no one's coming to help me. And then when people come in and help me, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. But it's the starting point. And so like people know Stephen will be there every Friday at 6:29 a.m. Stephen will be there for every Mill Street workout. It allows that consistency and that guarantee that you've got the human there. And then you have to have the human who's doing it from an authentic place. That they're not doing it to sell a gym membership, that they're not doing it for some reason that I don't even know what it could be, but they have to be doing it for that reason, which is that they dig community, they dig fitness, and they want to just showcase it. I mean, I think that those are the starting points. If you have that, you might have something, but there's no guarantee. I mean, one of the benefits of Ottawa Free Fitness is the fact that I get to see a lot of what's going on, and I see what works and what doesn't work. And I almost I'm so desperate to reach out to the ones that aren't working, and I want to explain to them. But I also know it's not my place. It's their plan. If they want to ask me for advice, cool, I'm here. But I'm not going to sit there and explain it to them, because maybe they had a plan, they knew what they wanted to do, and then it didn't work. And I'm not going to challenge them on that. I'm just going to be there to support them, and that's all I can do. I can support, and if somebody on the group chat here on the group feed says, Stephen, what do I do? Yeah, sure. Hey, I as you can tell, I can talk.
Yeah.
But you need the starting point. You need the person who really wants to do it, is doing it for the right reason, and can see not just this week and next week, but down the road, they can see that they can do it. They're not moving to Halifax next week. They're not having a baby. And I love babies. I have 3 babies. It's all good. I love, but it's a huge challenge. And the same thing with schooling. Like if you're in the middle of a school and things are topsy-turvy, a lot of the group, these types of groups, try to dissuade you starting it, because you might be going in many different directions and you can't prioritize it. And what you really want, ultimately, is this trust, which is what we always talk about, is this trust, this feeling this is here for a reason, right? And that the people are doing it for the right reason. And you can't have it that on the third of time the event's happening, the guy or the girls didn't show up to lead it. They just got busy. They got sidetracked with work, school, whatever. That's not going to work. So the way that we work it with the Arboretum Hill Club is that there's backup contingency plans all over the place to make sure it's fail safe. And that it just ends up being really, really important. If you like in Ottawa, there's a huge free run club that is running when it can, and it would get like hundreds of people coming out on a Tuesday night, and it's amazing. But part of it, because I chat with everybody, is it's just like, be consistent and don't worry about, like we talk about the social media. Don't worry about social media. If you know in your gut that what you're doing fits your values and your beliefs, if it works, it's going to work. And if it doesn't, it's not going to work, and that's fine, because it means it didn't resonate with everybody. Don't start like bending to what you think others are going to like. And that's what happened. Like when I talked to the person who started Ottawa City Run Club, they spent way too much time, and they admit it, way too much time on social media trying to figure out who's liking them and stuff, instead of just being like, hey, we're out here, we're on Tuesday nights, come on out, we're going to have fun. That's it.
Yeah, that is awesome. So total wise words when it comes to really being true to oneself, and to really answering the big why, And I think that, I've had this discussion with many others before. It's example. And so really in any pursuit that you take on is your why. What is it? Why are you doing this? And I think, as you are saying, that if you are true to what you believe you are called to do, your mission, your calling, if you follow that, you really listen to your heart, I think that you'll find the way. And either you will or you won't, as you say. And if you don't, well, maybe it would just, sometimes timing is the factor. It's just about really just really listening, I think, being in tune. And I think that, you talked about meditation earlier, which is something that us yogis definitely, I think, have in common. Either we are avid meditators or we kind of dabble in it, but as we continue on our journey, and we just discover how much benefit there is to meditation. And I think that it's about really listening, like just getting enough quiet stillness to listen. And I think this path, if anyone is going to entertain this idea of developing a community, bringing community together, starting on motivating others, it's really about being true and listening to what, and discovering what their true path should and is. So I'm kind of curious now, as we move on, and I mean, certainly COVID and all the lockdowns that we've experienced, and throughout the community, various communities, that definitely changed things, and now things begin to reopen. And you've been at this for a while now. I'm really curious as to what the path forward for Ottawa Free Fit, for Stephen B, Bytown Boy. What's the way forward? What's the path look like?
Yeah. Road. Welcome to the yoga part of it, which is live in this moment. It's been a really interesting. I mean, from an Ottawa Free Fitness perspective, it's been a really interesting 14 months. Because part of it is like, if there's no content, there's no content. That like, I'll just put a blank screen up there and just say there's nothing going on. We like anything, we were just like, it was amazing at one point pre-COVID. We were building up like on a daily basis. There was almost like, there were like 10, 12 events in the city, like live in-person events from a fitness and wellness perspective, which it was just ridiculous. Like, people just kept feeding me and saying, oh, here, don't forget to tell about this and tell about that. And I was like, this is great. And then COVID hit, and then it suddenly went, everybody had to try and figure out how to deal with it. And it went like suddenly, like now you see when you look at Odd Fit's weekend planner or its week, there's just piles of stuff out there on a virtual world. So what I think is going to happen is there's going to be this, there's going to be a mixed bag. I think it's going to be a little of both. I think the in-person groups that are have been like clamoring for it for 14 months are just going to jump at it. I mean, Arboretum Hill Club, we just wait for the protocols, whatever it is, we do it. And so when they said 10 people, we were like, cool, we'll do 10 people. It just kind of builds that way. 25, cool. 50, cool. And I think a lot of groups are like that. They're just waiting for the opportunity because there's just so much interest in people seeing each other in 3 dimensions in person. But I also think that there's this new great fitness and wellness opportunity now where people who were sort of leery of the virtual, whether it's your like YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or, you know, purchasing into like Zooms, and I think they're open to it. And I think that it's really, really a really cool opportunity for the fitness and wellness world where suddenly people who were sort of hesitant to get into it are ready and are in it. And I think the healthy habit has started for those people. And I think it can be nothing but good for all of us. So then now we have this hybrid. That's my thought.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I've been teaching on Zoom all along, and I mean, there's people that will join a class in the morning, you know, in their pajamas. They'll have the camera off. You know, they've got the dog with them doing the workout. You know, and in some cases they've got their, you know, some of the ladies have their husband joining in that maybe previously they would not have ever been able to drag out to a class. But now in the privacy of their own home, you know, they're not so worried about what they might look like doing the class. So it really has opened things up to a whole new world when it comes to fitness and experimenting and kind of it's kind of like a huge buffet of different options that are available to people that, you know, before they may have had to pay a lot of money for. Now there's so much free content that's available to them that they can pick and choose and experiment a little bit. And, you know, once they've done that and gone that route, then they may know if they're going to spend money toward it, you know, just invest their dollars.
Yeah. And I think there's casualties that will come out of this. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, they have the interest that they know where they're really what speaks to them more so that they can make the investment.
I think that's 100% true, and I think that I was saying that I think sadly I think there's going to be some casualties that are going to come out of this from the fitness and wellness world, from the free fitness and wellness world. I'm a coach for Stadium Workout, which had been for 5 years a free Sunday 8 a.m. at TD Place. Run stairs for an hour. I would be barking at you with music. Have fun. Do bunny hops upstairs. Your poor calves the next day. I'm so sorry. But that may not be something, like, I'm not sure because I'm not privy to it because I'm not at that level. But like I'm strongly concerned that won't happen, and it makes me sad because, again, under the heading of me having the opportunity in 3 dimensions to meet people, that was one of the areas, and I love doing it. Like, it was so much fun. But I also realized that, like, life has that way of, like, you know, one door opens, one door closes, and maybe it was the 5-year perfect opportunity for that event, and now it has led to other opportunities for people. So we'll see. Like, I'm an optimist. I'm hoping everything survives. And then I am, like, posting on, like, page 422 on Ottawa Free Fitness of the events from Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll see. My goal is, like, is simple enough, which is that as long as there's events out there, I'll be posting them on Ottawa Free Fitness, and I will be leading them either through Move Camp or through Arboretum Hill Club, Mill Street Milers, or whatever else. I mean, we have this really exciting thing called Sunrise Trails, which has been waiting for 14 months to get going because it was ready to launch. And it's, again, just a free opportunity for people to connect up with Gatineau Park in a much more less intense way in terms of learning in terms of like potentially like new trail runners and not feeling like they have to be triathletes to do it. And there's a niche there, and we wanted to make sure it was available. So there's just so many opportunities, and as long, like I said, if it comes from the heart, it will always work itself out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think for sure the need is there. You're right. It's a niche that I think there's definitely a group of people that will definitely resonate with that. Because I mean, I look at how intimidated people can be just coming out to a yoga class or a Pilates class, and so when it comes to triathlete, those people are going to shy away from there and potentially miss out on something that could be just such a wonderful experience for them. So I think that's a really good one. I have to bookmark that one.
Yeah. I always say that if someone is intimidated by this 53-year-old, it's not going to happen. Like, you're going to show up, you're going to see me, you're going to be like, oh, regular Joe just likes to be active and likes connecting with community. And suddenly all the barriers drop, and it just becomes fun. It becomes silly and fun. And like, I mean, like the one thing about all of this is, again, accessibility, and making sure that people know that this is available to everybody, and it does not have to be an age issue or a fitness level issue. This is a you issue in terms of just come on out and try it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when it comes to age issue, I can definitely, we just have Oki here that just joined in from the UK, and he has a channel called Silver Fitness.
Oh.
So we recently did a live together as a bunch of aged people in the fitness world. So, we can really relate to that.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that there is no age limit to any of this, and so the beauty, again, of it is it has to resonate with you. It has to feel right for you, and you go from there. Any movement is better than no movement. Getting outdoors is always better than staying inside. Do it all safely, and we'll get through this all together.
Exactly. So anyway, I really want to thank you so much for your time today, Stephen. Your enthusiasm, your passion, the fire that you have when it comes to this topic is really what I wanted to convey to the people in my community. That it's something that has no borders, and we can all take advantage of each other's knowledge, and and bring it to the people that are interested. But yet, we all have our unique ways of connecting with people, and I think with each other's help, in a talk chat such as this, we can really maybe inspire more people, even if we just pique their curiosity enough to, just to check it out just once, and have a good time. Well, I love how throughout the day when you've talked with it, it's not about being so serious. It really is about having fun, getting moving, and don't expect to be an athlete. You don't have to be an athlete in order to take advantage of these opportunities that are out there, and they are in each and everybody's community. So, Stephen has done such a great job in our local community to bring these up and out and available to people. But I know that no matter where you're watching from in your community, you're able to find these things or be the beginning ground zero where you can start to inspire. And even if you just start with yourself in your own household and just let it grow from there. So I so much enjoyed this chat that we've had today. And Augie, you're right, it is all about having fun. So thank you so much to Stephen. A special thank you. I will have all of his contents or his contacts down in the description below. So make sure that you check them out and have a look at just how he does it. And, hopefully that can inspire you to do the same in your community. And as well, you can reach out to him. He did mention that he's quite open to talk about it. So if you have questions, I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them for you. Bye, Shay. And I thanks to everyone who tuned in today. You guys were great. I loved your questions. I love the cheering on of this great discussion that we had, and it was really a pleasure. If you are a creator that's on here, I invite you to check each other out if you haven't already, because there's some wonderful content, and the fitness community on YouTube is a very welcoming, very supportive community as well. So, take advantage of it, and thank you so much, everyone. I hope that you have a blessed rest of your Sunday, and do tune in with me for the remainder of our 31 days of Zen. So we've got 3 yoga practices this week, and we have our Chinese body organ clock. There's some yoga in there too. I've got some Q&A, lots of stuff going on this week. So everyone, have an awesome day, and thank you for joining in, and we will see you very soon here at Bend and Stretch with Sue. Take care, everyone.